Hi, Picky, we're back. Today I'm back for another BFBB modding video. Well, it's not. This is actually a problem with Industrial Park. A bug, a major bug the with the Industrial Park program for BFBB specifically. I think it's just this game that there's a major bug with. Well, I don't know, but this is with duplicatortrons, and there's a problem with them, and I want to show you what they're doing, and this happens in the. I don't know if this was never fixed, sadly though. To my knowledge, this was never fixed because I actually even tried a later version, a couple months ago, and it still did it. So, but and that was the second last version still does it. Yeah, no, it does. I tried it still happens with the second. It does. It's not fixed yet. So I want to show you guys this problem. So I hope Igor watches this video. I'm gonna notify him about this. I found his channel. He does have a YouTube channel. So I didn't know that, but yes, he does actually have a YouTube channel. So I'm going to notify him about this because this is a problem for people that want to mod this. So because I don't know if anyone else has ever told him about this problem, but this has to be known about. This can't be like this forever. This is not normal. This is a major bug. So I gotta tell you and show you what it is, and I'll have to notify him about this. Or if you watch this video and you actually or talk to Igor, you can notify him too. But I'm going to be notifying him about this. So here's the problem. You can import duplicatortrons in. You're supposed to import all enemies, at least in BFBB. You have to. At least I don't know if there's a workaround. But to my knowledge, you have to import enemies into the hop file. You have to. If you try to import enemies into the hip file, and then you save hip and hop file, and you go into the default layer in the Industrial Park Editor, then you click on default layer, you paste a bunch of robots in the level, and you save and go in the game. The duplicatortron. And all the sounds start scrambling. Yeah, it will break all the sounds if you go to level more than once. Which is not normally a problem with modding, but it kind of is. Because let's say you want to make more than one level mods. Yeah, the sounds are going to scramble, and they're going to make no sense, and then the game's going to crash on you. But here's the thing. Duplicatortrons have a bug in newer builds, where if you import them into the hop file, you're supposed to import them in the hop file. But when you import them in the hop file, this is what happens. This is what you get. You get this weird graphic glitch. Yes, they do spawn them, but I'll get into that in a few seconds. But look. See this big black square that's on the lights? That should not be there. That's not supposed to... That's not supposed to be there. Yes. Yeah, you got this big black square there, and it's supposed to just get the light. Like right there. See how it's 3 squares in one light? Yeah, that that one. That's supposed to appear on everything. You're not supposed to get this big black square. And there's nothing I did, to my knowledge. It just doesn't make sense because I don't know how long it takes them to spawn out. This is default settings. Come on. Yeah, it doesn't spawn at a fast enough speed. Now this you can change in settings, duplicatortron settings, but default settings is not okay. Now we're gonna explain this, okay? So you see the problem, right? There's actually there's 2 problems. Well, there's one problem and there's one thing that needs to. This is never fixed, even in older builds. Okay, I'm going too far ahead. Okay, guess what version of Industrial Park I had to use to get duplicatortrons not to do this? You want to know what version I had to go back to use? Version 30. Not version 1.3, not version 1.52, not 1.6, not version 40, no. I had to go back all the way to version 30 of Industrial Park, like the really older version, which still has the mandatory, you have to import the textures into the level to get them to show up in the editor. You know, that version, Igor knows what I'm talking about. And people that mod this game know it. Yeah, it's the version where the textures don't load up in the editor. You have to manually import them for them to show up in the editor. Yes, yeah, so when I go in there, I never learned that. So when I go in there, I don't get any textures, but it's not a big deal for me. I have to use this older Industrial Park because this bug keeps happening. And the other problem that we're having, nitpick, well, is the Duplicatrons don't spawn the enemies properly. If you go back to an older version of Industrial Park, I hope Igor, I'm going to notify, yeah, if you go back to an older version of Industrial Park, specifically the one, version 30, you can just put the enemies in the level. All you have to do is put the enemies in the level. And you go to the Duplicatron, obviously. And you go to Duplicatron Group, edit data, click edit data, and go to, then you click, you see a thing called add select to group. You click on your enemy. Let's say you have a fodder or a Chuck. Okay, how about, yeah, Chuck. Those are known enemies. We're no popular. Let's say, okay, so you click on the Chuck enemy itself, and you then you click on the group that says add select to group. You click add select to group. Then you click on the Chuck's arena, which means the move point where it moves around and walks around, or hovers, or, flies around. Whatever enemy you're using, the ones that walk or the ones that hover. Chucks fly around, so you click, then you click on the Chuck's move point. Yeah, the move point. Click add select to group. Done. Save, hip, and hop, and you go in the game, and the Duplicatrons will automatically spawn the enemies. There's no need to change the is zone to 0-1. Yeah, for some reason, in older builds, you didn't have to do any of that. So, I don't like that new, yeah, like, can you please go back to the way it was, where if you can, I don't know if there's a hard-coded, that the program is so, but can you please go back to the way it was, where you can just, because back in the older versions, all you had to do was just put Duplicatron down, and the enemy you want, and the other enemies you want, and just click add select to group, the enemy and its arena. The enemy and its arena. You put them both in the add select to group, in the Duplicatron group, save both your hip and hop files, and you go in the game and they spawn the enemy. But with newer builds like this, the new Industrial Park version I use, you have to change the is zone to 0-1. Yes, you have to change the circles of the move points. That you can't use the big pink circles. You have to change them to the blue triangles for these to spawn. But in older versions, you don't have to do that. And the only way I figured it out via was a YouTube video by Trexet. I can't pronounce that. Sorry, I cannot pronounce his YouTube channel for mod. Yeah, he does mod, and I found one of his older videos because Igor saved it. He apparently on his channel he has a link to his older videos. Yeah, he has a link to his older videos. He has a link to his older videos, and he had a video showing how to use Duplicatrons in this level. Yeah, you don't need to do the whole changing the is zones. He actually showed that. So I'm like, really? You don't have to do that? Yeah, you don't. In newer versions, yes, you do. Yes, you have to do that. In older versions, in version 30 Industrial Park, and immediately before that, you don't have to change anything. And okay, so this is a level. I did change the is zone to 0-1, so fodder does actually spawn. Now, but this bug will always happen. This problem with the lights always happen. It looks really weird. Yeah, there's no way, I don't know, my knowledge, I have no idea how to fix this. If there's a way to fix that in newer builds in Industrial Park, please let me know, because I don't want to post something if there's a way to fix it. Explain to me how to get around this. If there's a way to actually fix this light bug without, please tell me down below, because if there's no way to fix it, then yeah, please fix this, Igor. Please fix this on this graphical bug. Just please fix this at some point whenever you can, whenever you get around to, whenever you make another update, or whenever you find a way to, if you, when you know what I mean. Like I'm just saying, whenever you get around to if you please, whenever you figure it, if you figure it out or whatever, like you can, please can you fix that problem, because it's not, it will always do this. This will always happen. And I'm a huge fan of your program. I love using it. I just don't want the mods looking, I don't want this happening. Like, it looks really weird. And my mod does have this bug. My mod, my custom map, does have that problem. Because I don't know how to fix it. So this is going to be in the, I don't know how to fix that. But I know now how to fix it. But I'm so far into my mod, I don't want to delete all duplicate and delete all the stuff. Yeah, so I'm just going to, yeah, but... Now here's how it looks normally, okay? Okay, Bikini Bottom, HBO 1, I used the old version of Industrial Park for this level. And SpongeBob's Pineapple. I used the old version of Industrial Park, version 30. And you're going to see how it looks with the normal. So that's Squidward's Dream is the new Industrial Park versions. Now I'm going to show you how it looks with the old Industrial Park versions. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff here. So Goofy Goober. See? Instant spawns. And they don't have this problem, see? They look, yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. So, and all I did was just go into the file of the old Industrial Park, version 30 of Industrial Park, and all I did was place down a duplicatron with the editor files. And it's not the editor files that are corrupted. It's not the editor files that are corrupted, Igor. It's not the editor files. The editor files are fine. It's there's something with the editor that's causing this problem. I'm using the same editor files as I just put them in the version 30 Industrial Park. Version 30 Industrial Park does not come with editor files here, by the way. I just use my editor files from the new editors, new Industrial Park. I just imported it in the HIP archive. And the old Industrial Park I'm using, you have to find the Industrial Park that says HIP archive, not HIP hop archive. I'm using that one of the really old versions. I had to go back to a really old one, version 30, like I said. So it's not the editor files. Don't think it. No, it's not the editor files are broken. It's something to do with, well, maybe it is. It could be a compatibility issue. I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. Igor, people that make this program probably know more, but I don't know how to get around this. But I'm just notifying you the problem, because this is a problem. Like, this will not happen if you use the older version. Yeah, this will be fine. So I just want to notify you about this problem, so people know about it, because I don't think anyone's told them about this. So this is a problem. See how fast, now if I kill these enemies, look how fast they come back. And this is with default settings, guys. I didn't change the group. I didn't change anything. I just put them all in the level. I added it to all to the group. I saved the hip and hop file and went in the game. Look how fast he spawns. Yeah, see? It works, and they all work. Yeah, I've got some hot sauce there. Yeah, they all work. Like, if I kill this guy, I don't have any cheats on right now, so I gotta just get hurt here. What, this bubble? Tar bubble? I don't got any cheats on. If I kill him, he comes right back, see? Yeah. Yes, and this is version 30 of Industrial Park. I'm using the very old version. And this is how good it works. Like, for the yeah, they work really well. Like, what happened? What is wrong, dude? What happened to these poor duplicatrons? Like, there's no, like, it's night and day how better it is. Look how well it spawns them. There's no graphical glitches on the lights or anything. It's normal. Like, I got, and oh, by the way, if you kill Chucks if you thump them, they will make the thump sound when you hit them. Newer Industrial Parks, if you would have hit the Chuck from your uppercut, it won't go bump. Maybe there's a way around this, but I'm using editor files. And it's not the editor files either. Everything that I did, that you're seeing right now, I did the exact same thing with Squid's Dream. And I used that level, I used version Industrial Park 1.52, and I tried even a newer version, it still does this. This level right here you're seeing is the old industrial park I did. See, it thumps, it dies, it makes us, that even works properly. Yeah, there's a lot of problems, guys. That if you go back to an older version, you don't see this. Like, so, I don't want to have to go back to an older version to do this. So, I want to notify him about this, so then he might, at least he's aware of the glitch. He's aware of it. I don't know how he'll figure, how long it will take for an update for this. What I'm trying to say is I want him to be notified about this, so then he'll know. Because I don't think anyone's told him. So maybe someone has told him, but I want to notify him. So this is known about, is what I'm trying to say. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. So you know about the glitch. Yeah. These were reported from the Toy Box mod. I want to use some custom, just for fun. I was just doing this for fun. This isn't my mod you're seeing here. This is not my, actually, this is a mod I'm working on. This is another mod I'm working on. Yeah, I'm working on like 4 mods, by the way. My sound mod's is still working. You know, one of the voices of Fallout Prince and Tootie and Vicky and Cosmo and Eggman. You know, that funny thing? That's still being done too. It's not even done yet, by the way, so I have to release it when it's finished. I'm still working on that one, but this is another mod I'm doing. It's gonna become some enemy swarm mod, some enemy mod I'm gonna be doing. Where I add duplicators and to levels that work. Okay, here's a problem with duplicators. It still happens in older versions. Now, this is another problem. If I even if I use version 30 of Industrial Park, these will work by default. They spawn the enemies by default. You don't have to change the is zones to 0-1. All you gotta do is add them to the group. If you try to import duplicators to specific levels, like for example, if I try to put a duplicators in HBO 1, it works. If I try to put it in Squid's Dream, it works. If I try to put it in the pineapple, it works. But there's some specific levels, for some reason, I can't add it. No, this is old version. This is version 30 still. I'm not talking about new version. I can't put a duplicators into the retirement home. City, I guess is it HBO 7, HBO 6? It's Shady Shoals, yeah. You can't put it in that level. The duplicators, no matter what you do, it will not spit the enemies out. No matter what version of Industrial Park you use. So there's a bug for you too. That you can't, some levels they don't spawn them properly. Something is getting confused. You cannot spawn duplicators in certain levels. No matter what you do. What I'm saying is you can do the exact same thing I did right here. And it will not work in Shady Shoals. In certain levels. So and that problem still works in version 30 of Industrial Park. This is the problem. This is still an issue with older version. That was never fixed, and that was always a problem. For some reason, and I'm using editor files, guys. I'm using the editor files to do this. So I'm using editor file support though. So these are files that Igor or someone whoever works on the editor, they made these files so you can use these. Duplicators, enemies, and some of the items from BFBB and Movie Game and Floating Blocks, and they're editor files. They're already preset things that have been made to, you can import them and they will automatically work for you. You might have to do some, like, importing some triggers or, some little stuff, but they usually work. But what I'm saying is, if duplicators can work in the pineapple, they can work inside Bikini Bottom's hub. They can work in Squid's Dream, and that's an empty level. Why the hell can't they work in the retirement home? I did the exact same thing in here and it won't spawn them. They won't come out of the machine. I didn't do it right now to show you, but I don't have a file of this right now. But it will happen. If you just simply go in the hop file, get a duplicators, click hip hop archive, import a duplicators into your hop file, import a fodder or whatever enemy you want, put the duplicators in the group, put the enemies in the group, duplicators group 01, whatever the hell it's called. I'm using an older editor. This still won't spawn them. It will not spawn them. The little shit won't spit it out. Excuse me, but it won't. I just get so angry with that because I can't even put it in this level. It will not work. There's some levels that they do not spawn them. I don't know if it's some sort of foul with heavy iron, or it could be heavy iron's thing. I don't know if it's the makers, but some levels don't recognize the duplicators settings. I don't know what it is. You cannot put them in certain levels. And I would love to make a mod where I have duplicatrons everywhere in every level and have a bunch of enemies come out. Just every single level. If I can't do that, I'll have to just make my own, just make a big swarm of them in there, which I have done. I think I made a video on it, actually. Didn't I? Anyway, so that's 3 problems. The one bug, this bug was never fixed. This bug always, you cannot import duplicatrons with Shady Souls. So, and some other levels. It's not just Shady Souls. There's certain levels, they don't spawn them. No matter what you do, they will not work. In certain levels. That was never fixed. That was never fixed. Now, this problem, like I said, if you use version 30 of Industrial Park, version 30, the lights work, and the enemies do spawn out automatically for you. You don't have to change the is zone to 0-1. Now, you're probably wondering, what am I talking about? If you know Industrial Park, if you know Duplicatron mod, and you know what I'm talking about. Some people don't know what I'm talking about. Like, what do you... Yeah, I'm talking... If you know this editor, yeah, it's something with the editor. You change the is zone, which tells the Duplicatrons to spawn the enemies out, basically. And that's the newer versions. It turns the enemies into the blue triangles. You need the blue triangles. With the older Industrial Park, you don't have to do that. So... yeah, I just thought I'd make a video on this. So, now, I am not upset. I just want to notify this, because this is going to keep, if no one ever tells them about this, and actually says it, this problem is probably never going to get fixed. Like, so I need to talk about this. I need to inform people about this, because this is a problem, and it will keep happening. Every single time, if you try to use a newer Industrial Park build, you cannot spawn. Enemies will always have the black squares on the Duplicatrons. So those little black graphical bugs will always happen. This will always happen. This little glitch, and you have to change them to 0-1, or they won't even spawn for you. There's extra stuff you have to do for no reason. Because in older builds, you don't have to change anything. You don't have to. You just have to put them in the level and then tell the group to add to group. You add the enemy and its arena to the group, and it will spawn them every single time without fail, unless you do it in the Shady Souls for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with this. That's always a problem. So yeah, there's a couple problems. Now, if there's a way to spawn them in Shady Souls, if there's something I don't know. I'm using the editor files for Pete's sake. So I'm not mixing anything. I'm using a preset file thing for these things, because the Industrial Park does come with editor files, newer versions. But for me to use the old Industrial Park, I have to take the editor files and put them in. They work the same. But like I said, there's a bug with newer builds where the Duplicatrons have these black squares on the lights, and it just looks weird. Yes, they do work though. They do, well, no, because look how fast they spawn. See, if I kill this, see, this is an older editor. I use the older editor for this level too. See, they have the lights. See, they spawn. See, they kill it, and it comes right back. It should. Does it? Or am I on top of it? Oh, what the hell? I can't tell. I think, but it's. Okay, so some levels they spawn different speeds, but the speed, okay, so that's randomized, and I didn't change the speeds at all. It's just different in some levels for some reason. But see, I kill them. The fodder's already back, by the way. Like, if you kill. There, see? I might as well make a big video on this, because I want to explain, I want to show you what's happening with old version editor with my new. This is old version editor still. See, yeah, I know I showed this, but yeah, old version editor, version 30, Industrial Park version 30. Kill him. He's way up there. And you chuck. Thump. It thumps. When you hit it, it actually makes a sound too. Yes, in the newer versions, that does not. Maybe it works in new versions. I don't use chucks in new. I didn't test the chuck in the new version, the newest version, Dusty Park. But there's a bug with when you kill chucks, they don't make the thump sound when you hit them with the helmet. Your uppercut, it won't make the thump sound. It will not make. And I can show you my mod, for example, but again, I'm using editor files. When I am not porting it manually, I'm using editor files. That these have everything for the enemies to work. So there's nothing I missed because I'm using editor files, guys. I did not port this myself. I ported this stuff myself. This right here, I took from the level by Splat. I had to take all these files for Goofy Goober, for Hot Sauce. Yeah, this stuff is not editor files. They should add it. He should add an editor file for Hot Sauce or electric poles or whatever. Because electric poles, I just have a hell of a time. I don't know. So anyway, I just want to make a big, just show you what's happening. So then it's known about. So then whenever there's a way to fix it, whenever I'm not rushing here. I'm not being a jerk here. This is one person working on a program for us to enjoy. I'm not being an ass. I'm not trying to say like, no, I'm just trying to show you the problem. Like, I hope I'm not coming across like, I'm just frustrated because I want people to know about this. Because this can't keep happening, guys. This can't keep happening. This has been a problem since past version 30. Past version 30. I had to go all the way back to this version. I had to download 15 builds of Industrial Park to find the one that works for this. I had to try 20 different versions. I had to go back to version 30. Version 30! Because the problem has never been fixed. It's never been fixed. It will keep happening. So, yeah. So, I just want to show you guys the problem. So, at least it's known about. Igor knows about it. And I'm going to tell him, too. I'm going to go on a YouTube channel and leave a comment about it. No, sorry, just in case he doesn't watch the video. But if you know Igor, you can please notify him about this, because this is a problem you can see right here. If you just simply do what I do, guys, if you go in the hop file, click, just what I do, maybe I go in the hop file, and I click import hip hop archive, which stands for the editor files, the things you want to import. Then you click duplicatortron. Double click, open, click on fodder or whatever enemy you want, open. Save both your hip and the hop, and put the duplicator in your default hip layer. And you put the enemies in a default hip layer. And then you tell the duplicator to split the enemies out. You go flow, yeah. And you'll get this stupid glitch that happens. Or they don't spawn normally. Like you're supposed to get the blue triangles. You're not supposed to get they're supposed to be big pink circles. Let me show you something real quick before I end the video.